Right now, you're thinking, I would never join a cult. And that's exactly what makes you vulnerable. Because cults don't recruit stupid people. They recruit lonely people, smart people, idealistic people, people who are absolutely certain it could never happen to them. Let's break down how it actually works, step by step. And by the end, you might realize the line between a cult and everyday life is thinner than you'd like to admit. It never starts with the crazy stuff. Nobody walks up to you and says, "Hey, want to join a group where you give up your money, cut off your family, and worship a man who claims to be God?" That would be insane. And cults aren't insane. They're strategic. It starts with a moment of vulnerability. Maybe you just moved to a new city. Maybe you went through a breakup. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe you're just vaguely feeling like something is missing and you can't name it. That feeling, that gap, is the door, and someone is waiting right outside it. They find you at a coffee shop, a campus event, a yoga class, an online forum. They're warm, they're interested. They ask questions about your life that nobody has asked in months. They listen like you're the most fascinating person they've ever met. You leave thinking, wow, I just met the nicest people. Researchers call this love bombing. You just call it Tuesday. They invite you to a gathering. It's casual, no pressure. Maybe it's a dinner, a workshop, a weekend retreat. You walk in and everyone is smiling. Everyone knows your name. Everyone seems genuinely happy. You can't quite put your finger on it, but something about this group feels like home. That's not an accident. It's engineered. Cult environments are designed to produce a sense of belonging so intense that it fills whatever void brought you there in the first place. Here's where the psychology kicks in. Robert Cialdini identified 6 principles of influence that govern human decision-making: reciprocity, commitment, social proof, authority, liking, and scarcity. Cults use all 6, not randomly, but systematically. Reciprocity. They gave you warmth, attention, free meals. Now you feel you owe them something, even just your time. Commitment. They start with small asks. Come to one more meeting. Read this book. Try this meditation practice. Each yes makes the next yes easier. This is called the foot in the door technique, and it works on literally everyone. Social proof. Everyone around you is doing it. Everyone seems happy. Everyone believes. Your brain, which evolved in tribes where disagreeing with the group meant death, starts whispering, maybe they're right. Authority. There's a leader, charismatic, confident, articulate. They speak with the certainty of someone who has all the answers. And in a world full of confusion, certainty is intoxicating. Liking. You genuinely like these people. They're your friends now. Questioning the group means questioning your friendships. And humans will do almost anything to avoid social rejection. Scarcity. This truth is special. Not everyone gets access. You've been chosen. You're one of the few who truly understands. That feeling of exclusivity? It's a trap dressed as a privilege. By now, you're in. Not all the way, but enough. And this is where the isolation begins. It's subtle at first. They don't say, stop talking to your family. They say, your family doesn't understand your growth. They don't say, quit your job. They say, your job is keeping you from your true purpose. Slowly, the group becomes your only reference point, your only source of validation, your only reality. And once that happens, the rules change. What started as gentle suggestions becomes rigid doctrine. What started as voluntary becomes mandatory. What started as love becomes control. Sleep deprivation. dietary restrictions, confession rituals where you reveal your deepest secrets, which are then used as leverage, financial contributions that start small and grow until you've given everything. The leader is no longer just a teacher. They're infallible. Questioning them isn't disagreement, it's betrayal. And the group reinforces this constantly. If you doubt, it's because you're not committed enough. If you're unhappy, it's because you're not trying hard enough. The problem is always you, never the system. This is what psychologists call a closed loop. Every doubt feeds back into the system as proof that you need the system more. It's the psychological equivalent of quicksand. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink. And here's the part nobody wants to hear. This doesn't only happen in cults. The same mechanics operate in abusive relationships, in toxic workplaces, in political movements, in online communities that slowly radicalize their members. The intensity varies. The structure is the same. Love bombing, isolation, escalating commitment, punishment of doubt, an authority figure who can do no wrong. The difference between a cult and a community isn't always obvious from the inside. One useful test comes from cult researcher Stephen Hassan. Does the group allow you to leave without consequences? Can you question the leader openly? Do you have access to outside information and relationships? If the answer to any of these is no, you're not in a community, you're in a system of control. So why would you fall for it? Because you're human. Because your brain craves belonging, meaning, and certainty. Because when someone offers you all three at the moment you need them most, it doesn't feel like manipulation. It feels like salvation. And that's the most dangerous part. Not that cults are powerful, but that the human needs they exploit are universal. Nobody is immune. The only protection is knowing how it works, and being honest enough to admit that you, too, have a door that someone could walk through. The question isn't whether you're smart enough to avoid a cult. The question is whether you're paying attention to who's knocking.